Hello. We're going to move around a little bit on this live. I just got back. We're just going to hang out. It's Saturday night. I don't even know. My kids did not have school on Friday. They don't have school on Monday, so I'm a little out of sorts. But yes, it's Saturday night, and we're going to hang out. The impetus for this Saturday night hangout is my husband. He texted me and was like, "You can open the package that's addressed to me." I'm like, okay. So I just went and got the mail. And I'm like, something from Duluth. Oh, baby. You know the way to my heart. So I thought we would check it out together. The dogs are driving me insane. They keep wanting to in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, come on. The other one, in like 2 seconds, is going to decide he wants to go out too. So check it out. My husband sent me a one-size-fits-all heirloom garden apron smock. I'm not sure what happens here. I don't know what's. Okay. So I guess if need a rubber band. If I'm not wearing my overalls, how do I make it so you guys can see better? I guess I can wear, why are there so many pockets on the back? Also, what do we, I don't understand. Let's see. Well, maybe like, wait, is this what happens? No? Maybe. I did my compost presentation today for the Central Carolina Dahlia Society. Sure enough, there's the other dog. I give them 2 minutes and they want to come back inside. This is the 4th time I've let them out since I got home. I've been home for 23 minutes. Okay, so I guess it's got these. Oh, look. I guess, look at this. Huh. Sorry. Okay, so it's got zippers on the side that you can make into pockets. I'm still laughing at this though. Like, am I going to put items in the back? I don't think I need any extra junk in the trunk. Oh no. Guess like if I go out and harvest some potatoes. All right. I like that. I can't figure out this stuff. It's just extra storage. I don't know. All right. Got a couple pockets here. I mean, I love the color. It's really lightweight. A bit of beer back here. All right. I dig it. I give him extra points. Oops, lost some part of the potato. I give him extra points for creativity. Wait, now how do I? feel like I need to go on the website and just make sure I'm using it correctly. I like it. I do think I want to get, I think Duluth sells really good tank tops to go underneath my overalls, because the tank tops I keep putting under the overalls I have, they keep riding up. Are we wearing bodysuits under overalls? Ladies, what are we wearing that doesn't like ride up underneath our overalls? Because every tank top and t-shirt I put on, it rides up. I don't own a bodysuit, but maybe, do they sell like farmer girl garden bodysuits? I don't want to spend a lot of money. It's only going to get dirty. All right, let me take this off and then sit down and see what we got going on with the comments. I love it. Honey, if you're watching, you're not watching. I really love it. This was so sweet. Thank you. All right. It'd be funny if I wear this over my overalls. So cute. Does it say anything else? How much did he spend on this? Husband, you spent $70 on an heirloom garden apron smock. Thanks, babe. Didn't say anything else. All right, let me pull you over here where I'm sitting. Oh, okay. So I got home from, let me look through the comments real quick. And a quick, it's Saturday. Yeah, if you're just joining, you missed it. I did an impromptu Duluth Trading Company try-on. My husband sent me I already forgot the name of it, an heirloom garden apron smock. It's pretty cute. He sent me a text and he was like, when you get home, you can open the box that's addressed to me. Also, apparently, I'm seeing some people talk about Duluth on here. Hi from Texas. Apparently, Duluth has stores. I don't think they have one in Charlotte. I would love to go to one. Katie, you're 2 blocks away from their store. I would love to go into a Duluth store. Does anyone know, are we wearing, I asked everybody, are we wearing bodysuits underneath overalls? Because I can't find anything to wear underneath my overalls that doesn't like ride up. And then I'm taking my dirty garden hands and pulling it down and getting it dirty. Okay, Flute Fly, the pockets are for tools in the back. I guess I've just never had anything with pockets in the back like that. It's interesting. Are you sure it's the back? Royal Fair Farm. No, but I think so. Yes, the front zips to make a pouch. Yeah, I guess the slits are so you're not restricted. I mean, I'm digging it. I just had never seen anything like it. I've seen people talk about the Roo apron. I also love how many pockets my overalls have. I can fit everything in there. If I go bar chuck it, if I go crazy storing in the back pouch, I'm gonna look like Quasimodo. You're not wrong. Except Quasimodo's hunchback was up here, so I'll look like I have junk in the trunk. I'll look like who's got a big booty? I'll look like Kim, or Nicki Minaj, or who's the one that was with Rob Kardashian? Didn't she have a big booty? Charlotte Iverson. My husband sent me the apron from Duluth Trading Company, which is also where my favorite gardening overalls are from. No, I do not speak French. All right. Everybody lives in Duluth. I'm so jealous. Okay, so let's talk about the Dahlia Society meeting today, where I gave the compost presentation. It went great. I wasn't nervous. I'm not nervous when I'm presenting or giving talks. My biggest anxiety, though, comes from worrying that I won't be able to remember to say all the things I want to say and give everybody all the information that I really want to impart, because the problem is I want to say so much in such a short amount of time. I don't know what that means. So I did rush through the presentation because, we had opening remarks and like housekeeping, and that took like over 30 minutes. And then the first presenter went, and he was great. I loved him. He was from the NC, North Carolina State Extension Office, and he talked all about getting your soil tested, how to do that, which is a great service our state offers, and how to read the results, which I really liked, because I have results from 2 years ago that I'm like, I'm not really sure how to read this. And I'm getting ready to send more soil samples in. Luke talked for a long time because he had a lot of good stuff to say, but I think it was longer than we had planned on. I was last. So by the time, and then we took a break and had snacks, and by the time it was time for me to present, I could read the room and felt like people were getting fidgety. So I feel like I went quickly and did like a 10,000 foot view of composting, what compost is, why you want to compost, and then 4 ways with a bonus 5th way to compost. I talked about cold compost, hot compost, composting in a tumbler system, warm compost, and bokashi compost. And it was awesome. But I'm like the whole drive home, the hour-and-a-half drive home, I sat there and thought, I didn't say this, and I didn't ask this, and I didn't say this. And it would have been better if I had said this, because that would have made more sense. I'm going to have another chance to do this exact presentation for one of the libraries in a surrounding town in March. I did video the whole presentation so that I can watch it and nitpick all the things I want to work on. If you want to or do any type of public speaking, even if you do lives, it is so helpful to record yourself and watch yourself. So you can go back and watch your lives and you can find out what your crutch words are. For me, in doing the Instagram lives, I have been able to identify that my crutch words are so. I start every sentence with so. It gets really annoying. I also say like a lot. I'm not horrible with the ums. Not horrible. Come on. Where's your brother? Great. He'll be in another 2 minutes. But when you record yourself, you can find out if you do weird things with your hands, if you say the same crutch word over and over. It's really helpful. I haven't watched it yet. I just said, I will watch it and make notes about what I want to change for the next presentation. I can tell from the drive there, from just being tense about the presentation and the drive home, I've got like something going on my shoulder. So I'm going to use one of the TENS massagers. Put that on. Hold on. That feels good. Let's see. Let's try that. Might need to put it lower on my back. So overall, the compost presentation was really good. Told you. Okay. Ooh. If you guys have never seen one of these before, this is called a TENS massager. And it lets you do all these different like electro stimulation functions when you've got like tight stuff. It's really good. I got this one off of Amazon for like $40. My husband was very skeptical. He loves it. He probably wishes he had it with him right now. Okay. And when I did the presentation, I even brought like props because I'm extra. I brought my entire worm bin to show people an example of a worm bin that you don't need anything fancy, you can just make it yourself, and that it doesn't smell, it doesn't leak. I brought my bokashi bucket so people could get up close to it and realize like I have my bokashi bucket in my dining room. My family does not know because it doesn't smell. And I brought 2 containers of sifted compost so people could see what really good finished compost looks like. And I brought my compost thermometer, and I brought the bokashi brand so people could see what bokashi brand is. I brought baby wipes so people could wipe their hands off after touching the compost. I'm gonna switch this to the acupuncture one. It's not actually acupuncture, obviously. I guess it's supposed to mimic the feel of it, though. Ooh, okay. Anybody on here ever used a TENS massager before? I don't think I've ever gotten it up past a level 4. Right now we're on level 3, and it can go up to like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10. Ah, you guys, it's everything immediately feels better. I'm not a doctor. I'm not recommending it. Use at your own risk. Back to the compost presentation. Once I got home, I sent an email to the secretary of the Dahlia Society to send out to everybody because I felt like I could only do this really high level presentation that doesn't really get into all the details. I sent an email that has links to all kinds of extra information. I sent links to the Joe Gardner podcast where he interviews Dr. Elaine Ingham on soil science and soil food web. I sent the Joe Gardner podcast where he interviews Rhonda Sherman about vermicomposting, and I sent links for where to get like the things you need to make a bokashi bucket and the bokashi brand and the Rodale Institute Backyard Compost Cheat Sheet, North Carolina Extension Office, all about worms and backyard compost. So I sent people a bunch of information. Hopefully if they didn't get what they needed from my presentation, that they can find what they want or need to get started on their composting journey from that information. I was very surprised. I meant to start my presentation with the question, raise your hand if you already compost. I remembered it at the end when I started asking if you guys have any questions. And when I asked, how many of you already compost? 3/4 of the room raised their hand. I was so excited and so happy. And then I said, okay, of the rest of you who don't already compost, be honest, raise your hand if after this presentation, you are tempted to try it. And I had like 3 people raise their hand. So I felt like that was good. I did try my best to give a brief overview of the soil food web, the whole idea about how like bacteria, like plants send out recipes via exudates in their roots to the bacteria to attract certain bacteria and fungi that will then use enzymes to get the minerals that the plant wants out of the soil. And then the predatory microorganisms like the nematodes and the protozoa and the microarthropods, they come in and eat the bacteria and the fungi, and then that's too much nutrition for them. They poop out the extra nutrition, and there it is right by the roots for the plant to absorb in a plant available form. So I tried to sell people on the idea that if you get your soil healthy and filled with microorganisms, the right type of microorganisms, really you don't have to focus on fertilizing and trying to guess what your plant wants during the growing phase season. The plant knows what it wants and has means to send out messages to order pizza. Pizza's what it wants. It's going to order pizza, and pizza will be delivered to it if you've got really good, healthy soil. I tried to talk about that in the compost presentation, and I could tell that a few people were like, you mean, like they didn't like the idea of giving up fertilizing, like the control of it. And I'm like, let me give that up. I can't figure out what the plant wants when, and I don't want the idea of like force feeding a toddler who won't open its mouth and trying to shove applesauce in and be like, this is what I'm giving you, so you'll eat it and you'll like it. I like the idea of giving all that job to the plants. You know what you want. You send out the pizza delivery request, and you get the pizza delivered, and you pay for it. You know, we've been conditioned since the Green Revolution, which wasn't that green, by fertilizer companies that we need this. And technically, if you don't have a living soil and you've been using inorganic fertilizers, you do need it because the system is broken and you're on this Ferris wheel that you can't get off because your soil doesn't have the means of supplying the plants the nutrition unless you put the fertilizer in, 80% of which doesn't even get absorbed and held in the soil and is washed out. Should I get off my soapbox now? Anyway, it was really fun to practice talking about it. I am taking the course from Kiss the Ground about how to be a soil advocate and speak intelligently on the subject. We don't have to all be experts to speak intelligently on a subject. And when you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, that's above my pay grade. Let me refer you to a resource that will be able to answer that for you. Because I think the more home gardeners, the more hobby gardeners that are willing to talk about this stuff, and the more mainstream it becomes, like it'll become more commonplace, and more people will start looking at the regenerative gardening and agriculture movement as the norm instead of this like weird, ooh, what are you doing? Who is this person? Y'all, get this person out. It had been a while since I'd done a live, and I forgot that I probably need a moderator. Hey, Anna. I'm on my soapbox talking about soil health. Y'all, if you saw in one of my stories recently, I had purchased a microscope and was looking at my soil and my compost and my worm castings under the microscope, and it was blowing my mind. It was amazing. I loved it. Very quickly realized I want a better microscope. Returned the first one, which was around $100 off of Amazon, and then did my research, I think I did, and purchased off of Amscope, a more expensive one, higher resolution, and that like will actually connect to my computer so that I can look at the life in my soil. I'm trying to watch all the training videos I can on YouTube about how to identify different bacteria, fungi, nematodes, protozoa, figure out if my soil is going anaerobic or if it's good. It's so interesting to me. I know it's not interesting to everyone, but the microscope, the new microscope comes this week. And because I'll be able to hook it up to my computer, I will better be able to share with you and show you guys what I'm seeing and try and talk intelligently from what I've learned about like what is good, what is bad, all that stuff. Anna, you bought a badge. You're so nice. Don't do that. It is awesome. It is awesome. And I feel like when you've been gardening a really long time, you start, you don't get bored, but you start wanting to learn the next level. Okay, so you've figured out how to do X, Y, Z, and then you're like, well, now I want to learn about blah, 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 blah. And then that builds to learning about something else and something else. And I just feel like there's so many things I want to educate myself on and to learn about. And it's amazing how many good free resources there are out there right now for you to do that. The Joe Gardner podcast has phenomenal information. Anything that Dr. Elaine Ingham puts out is mind-blowing, and she's able to like explain it in such a layman's terms. It's fantastic. I'll do what I want. How do I keep myself from being overwhelmed? I pick and choose. I pick and choose what I'm going to worry about and what I'm going to stress about with the garden. There's some things I'm willing to put my effort, my interest, my time into. And so that's what I do. And then there's others where I'm like, this is not worth it to me. So it is not worth it to me to try and grow cauliflower or Brussels sprouts or cabbage. I just don't have great success. I'm not going to put my energy into that anymore. I'm going to put my energy into learning about soil health. And also it's about like thinking long term. What am I going to invest my time in? Mastering growing Brussels sprouts. I don't really know what kind of return I'm going to get on that except some good Brussels sprouts. But if I'm putting time and effort and energy into learning about my soil health and how to improve that, that's going to benefit my garden forever, right? Anna, let's make you a moderator. Don't know how much longer I'm going to be on though. Why am I not seeing you? There you are. Y'all, if you ever have issues with people being weird on your lives, you can go up to the top left and click the drop-down menu. It shows you who's watching. And then the 3 dots on the right-hand side, you can click that and add the person as a moderator. I mean, they may not accept, but if they do, then the person who is a moderator can silence people so they don't have to kick the person out, but no one will see the comments of that person anymore. Or they can kick a person out entirely. I mean, obviously you want to ask someone that you trust to be a moderator. I trust Anna. And then you give them carte blanche over your live. Okay, Saturday night chat. We've talked about the new apron. The new apron that husband sent. It's a cool color. I feel like it's like a charcoal purple. I should put it back on. Let me put it back on. And so we talked about this Duluth Trading Company gardening apron. This is problematic. I also have a TENS massager going. I've got some tension going in my shoulder. Whew. Here we go. And then we talked about the Dahlia Society, the compost presentation. I got on my soapbox about soil health. Let's talk now about Instagram. Lately, Instagram has come out with GIFs. I'm assuming to compete with TikTok. Because in TikTok, if you ever go over there and you just start scrolling through a live, people apparently, I guess they load their account up with money and they can just send roses, diamonds, whatever, and then the person that gets them gets actual money. So now Instagram has it. And you give it not like in a live. In a live, if you want to tip, you do. Y'all, there's a person on my deck. I gotta go. Talk to you later. Update from the live last night. The person on the deck was a neighbor. All is good. Signals got crossed. I didn't realize she was coming over at that time. I guess she looked in the window and saw I was doing a live. So she was just hanging out on the deck, waiting for me to finish.